In yesterday's video, we went over several statistics pertaining to the month of February that suggests that February is very likely to close positively, at least for Bitcoin. And in today's video, I want to be coming back at that data and documenting the best day in February to potentially find the low for Bitcoin, which you might even say is a good day to buy. Of course, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but just kind of sharing, I suppose, what I'd be doing in these situations, or at least how I'd be looking at these statistics for February. Anyways, here is a chart that I've documented all of the prior Februarys in Bitcoin's history, and then I just went through each and every month and listed out the date of the low of the month, and then also documented where that month closed. Like, was it a positive closure or a negative closure? And if we go into the data right here and we incorporate all of the data, the low of the month came in on average around day number 10. In fact, I should also check out the median as well. I'm curious what that would suggest just for my own knowledge. But let's see. Whoops, it would be day number 6. Anyways, when I bifurcate that data between positive and negative closing Februarys, the positive closing February saw that low come very early on within the month. The average coming in around day number 6, the median actually did a little bit less than that at day number 5. And also of interest here, something that I really haven't, at least from my memory, I don't think I've seen it this much before, but the low of the month coming in on the first of the month happened 4 times for February in Bitcoin's history. I can't recall another time where I've seen the low of the month like that often on literally the first day. And shit, even 2013, I mean, it's day number 2 right there. It's like pretty fucking close, right? Anyways, for negative closing Februarys, obviously that data is significantly different. These lows coming in very late within the month. I'd even go as far to say that if you do see Bitcoin make a new low for the month after like the second week, probably a bad sign. But here's the thing. As we went over in yesterday's video, February is one of the most likely to close positively months for Bitcoin, with 11 out of 14 February is closing positively for a 78.5% strike rate. And then just a super weird statistic. It's like super fucking nerdy, but hey, it's true. And I am a nerd. So the weird statistic that we went over yesterday is that during odd years, every February has always been a positive closing month. Of course, I don't expect that to like always be true for the eternity of eternity, but it's pretty fucking interesting and perhaps worth paying attention to because, it has had a 100% strike rate and, we do have decent sample size, I suppose. But going back on over here, is this more likely to see the low early on within the month? Well, I would say if Bitcoin closes January above $100,000, I think that greatly strengthens the case for Bitcoin to go on and probably have a pretty nice February with that low coming in, like I said, very early on within the month. So, take that as you will, but basically lows for February, very likely to be, before the end of the first week. In fact, as you can see in most of these results here, only a couple times it's come after, 3 times it's come after the first week. And that would be 2023, 2022, and 2017. Should also say, as we move on, if you do find this content valuable, please do consider liking and subscribing. I have a massive headache right now, but that's okay. Anyways, so now let's go a little bit more into some Bitcoin short-term analysis here. Looking at the daily HPDR for CME, I would be looking at the median right now as a bit of a balancing point, which is currently at $103,500, which again, CME has a premium over spot price action by close to $1,000. And if Bitcoin does close above there on today's daily closure for CME, that does open up a rally, of which we only have a couple days left in this month anyways, but it does open up the doors for a rally, back to like 107, 108 region. Again, if that close is confirmed. Now, of course, today is an event day, I believe, what's it called? FOMC meeting a little bit later today. In fact, let me see if my bot over here can figure this one out. By the way, this is the same AI chatbot that all the people in the Quant Prime AI service and the Trade Like Quant service have right here. Let's just see. Is there an FOMC meeting today, and what time, and what is expected? Let's see. Well, give me the answer. I can't provide real-time updates It just tells me where I can actually find it. Unfortunately, that is not super useful. So it's not going exactly off of ChatGPT, but I expect in the future update, it should be able to give that information. Anyways, yeah, 103,500 today for CME. If Bitcoin closed above there, that does open up the doors for this month of February or January to probably trade up somewhere around 107, maybe even 108, maybe even the highs. And that would be a very, very strong finish to this month and would massively increase the probability that this market sees new highs in February. Anyways, moving on from there, again, just looking at the monthly really quickly here. Just want to see Bitcoin close above $100,000 by the end of this month as well. That would also be probably good enough for me, although I'd still want to see the open of February. But hey, first things first. And we only have 2.5 days left to go. Anyways, moving on from there and kind of getting to the end of this video, do keep in mind that FOMC meeting later today, market will move. It's going to be a little bit volatile. Expect wicks both ways, and during these times. But as long as Bitcoin doesn't break down below any of these key regions, especially $100,000, I mean, that's a good sign to me. Anyways. 5-day time frame for CME, not closing today, but closing tomorrow, is going to have a chance to actually once again flip back onto the upside for stochastic momentum if Bitcoin closes above 98,800. So, so far so good. Of course, with an event like today, maybe something goes crazy there, but for right now, pretty good. Weekly, same shit as well. Actually, 98,850. I'm curious if spot price action is the same. Yeah, spot price action a little bit lower, actually. 97,250 is the pivot. And the 5-day is at 103,750, again, closing tomorrow. So if Bitcoin does reclaim that level before tomorrow's closure, again, that would be another pretty damn good indication that Bitcoin, probably puts in this low sometime next week. And I wouldn't say up only from there, but generally up from there. We'll come back at another video to go over when the highs of February typically go on. But for now, I think that's probably enough. We can also go, do I want to show this? Oh yeah, this video is quite small thus far. Anyways, I wanted to show this really quickly. So this is the basis of a strategy that I'm mulling over and working on pertaining to the global liquidity index. Now, one of our members in the Discord actually was able to pass this indicator on to me and label it, which allowed me to set it up with the Quant Prime. And this is not in any way, shape, or form, ready as of right now, although I did post it in the Quant library because I think it's going to take me a while to figure out the perfect settings for this. But as of right now, I did want to highlight that using this setup throughout the full history of Bitcoin, I mean, this is like anytime it's entered into a long, it's been a pretty good signal. Now, yes, it has failed a few times in the past. We see once, twice, thrice, 4 times. 4 times out of how many? 4 times out of 16 for a 75% strike rate right there. And what's interesting to me about this is, or why I'm even bringing it up, is that it just fired off another long signal right here. That is, as of right now, active. And what's even more interesting to me is that all of the prior failures, like this one right here, like this one right here, like this one right here, were all closed. Yeah, the trade closed essentially from the back tester, literally on the exact next period. So if this current one does not initiate the exit signal for this next period, which will end tomorrow, by the way, upon tomorrow's 5-day closure. Well, I mean, every other time that we've seen this fire off, it's led to a pretty big and long-term move. So yeah, I mean, that's maybe of interest. Now, is this one in danger of failing? Actually, yes. If it does close right here, it will fail. But I also do want to highlight that all of the prior iterations where this has happened, the next buy signal after that was a big winner. So even if this current one fails, the one that typically happens relatively soon after the failure is usually a pretty big fucking winner. It doesn't mean that price can't trade a little bit down and sideways from the open, but ultimately it is a pretty strong signal. So yeah, as I just go into it again here, God damn, these labels are really in a terrible position because it's hard to see. But if the yellow closes below the blue, then yeah, that will actually close this setup right here. So it would be a failure, but we'll see. We'll have the answer for that again upon tomorrow night's closure. So we'll update it on Friday, I guess. Yeah, Friday. Also, let's check in on the quantum wave bands. Yeah, they've actually been doing pretty well here, just keeping the scalping spirit alive. You can see it actually did take an entry recently on yesterday's dump at around 99,700, and then actually closed that just now about an hour ago. It's been pretty consistent here, actually, despite Bitcoin being, kind of difficult these last couple months. Scalping strategy like this, again, I think is pretty fucking slick for keeping you in the right direction, honestly. Again, this is the quantum wave bounce. You can try it out as well. And if not for anything else, I mean, it gives you some good guidelines to just not fucking get wrecked by having like actual risk management. And then more importantly, gives you take profits as well. So yeah, that's where we'll end things for today. As always, I want to wish everyone the best. Again, it's a long couple days left to go. Big event today as well. So market will move, but keep in mind the major areas of interest that we spoke about in today's video, because those are going to be relevant until basically Friday. So we should have a pretty damn good idea of what, where things are going to lead to on Friday, or sorry, by Friday. Which I believe is that the first day of, no, it's, okay, maybe I should say Saturday, because I'd like to see the new monthly open as well. But just a couple more days and we're there. Anyways, other than that, I want to wish you the best as always. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully next time.